yeah, that's what it does. It just walks across the screen and poops. Hello again. Welcome back. It's been a while. I'm just busy working on a very long animation, which I thought I can do. Still doing. Until then, though, until I release that, it's about chess. Yeah, you will love it. Okay. Okay. So the main reason of this video is how we can make our animation to stay consistent on the screen, especially 2D animation, because as a beginner animator, you kind of will get into this problem. Um, yeah. So how to keep your animations to be consistent? So there's a couple of ways to do that. I'm gonna show you a couple of ways that how not to do that. I'm gonna show you my very old animation of mine. I think I did this in the beginning of this year. I was trying to do the walk cycle. Let's see what we have here. There we go. He falls down. Yeah, genius. I know. Now you will notice the couple of stuff. I wish this is terrible. But I guess in this animation particularly, I was trying to figure out how to do the coloring, rather the walk cycle, and rather to keep shapes to be consistent. And obviously I failed. Why? I where is it? It's here. Yeah. So I open a new file. If you don't, if this is krita that we're using, by the way. If you don't have the timeline and the animation here, you just have to go to Window, Workspace, and then obviously animation is that I have moved stuff away, so to have more space or to see stuff easier. I don't know. This is how I work. You can move it, you can rearrange it. It's up to you. So on this one here, I decided to strip away the visual earth animation, and what we're gonna focus on is obviously there we go, of the bells on the waist. As you can see, along the way I kind of lost a couple of bells because I didn't even pay attention to them. I did manage to keep the head consistent over here, which is I guess nice. um, we're gonna get into how I did it. But other than that, the bells seem to be shrinking along the way, and I kind of lost some of them. Great for me. And the walk is, I don't know, it's not the best thing, but it is what it is. So for the first rule, I want to talk about focus on one shape. In this case, as I have drawn here, if you're gonna do the walk cycle, just focus on the walk. So focus on the walk itself. Draw a circle and draw the legs around it. And let's say this will be the second, the leg behind. If you do that, first you will do your walk cycle properly. Once you do the walk, then you can start focusing, let's say, on the bells. As you can see, there are a lot of them, so maybe you can start focusing on one shape. In this case, maybe you can focus on this bell, and you can move it around the frames, and then you can focus on the body, and then on the head, or you can do that in the same time, which again, kind of doesn't apply for the first rule, but focus on one shape at a time, and your animation will be you will do this way more easier when you focus on one shape. Because in animation, at the end of the day, we are drawing shapes. We are trying to move shapes in space. Second rule that we're going to talk about is don't be afraid to copy and paste your drawings. Now, you will get into a problem that your animation won't be that fluid because you will see a shape moving around in space, and it won't look right. But it's one of the stuff you can do as a beginner. You can actually copy, you can draw once your head, and you can just move it. Especially if you think about when we have a mask that is very the material, let's say, is not very meshy, elastic, if you will. So it doesn't change that much. It's very sturdy. So you can maybe just copy and paste the mask in this case, and the horns in the back, and maybe the eyes, and you can move that in space. And when you come back on the clean animation or the first cut, the first cleanup of the animation. You can try to fix this, or you can control the head. But at the end of the day, you have to focus as well to work smart and not hard. So, copying is one of the ways you can keep your animation consistent, and it works. Of course, if you do it right. Okay, this one I don't know why I put this one on the first place, but it's used guidelines. Those guidelines will actually move us to a next um, rule of mine, and that rule is to have keyframes. First, to lay out animation to draw keyframes. So let's just see how we can apply the guidelines and the keyframes in one animation. Pretty much the same thing if you think about it. I have this bear here. Let's just play this animation. Do not judge me. Yeah, that's what it does. It just walks across the screen and poops. Simple enough, right? So, but there's a couple of good stuff about here is that if I walk here, our bear is consistent. The shape doesn't change that much. We don't see it when we play the animation, so it works. So our methods that we use here, our rules of keeping the shape consistent, they actually work. So that's the idea, right? So how we did achieve that? Well, I said guidelines, and now I'm gonna say keyframes, which they kind of work together if you think about it. First, what I did is on one layer, create a new layer from here. On one layer, I decided first always to design my character, to put the character in starting position, and then on the next keyframe, which is key pose, right? I want the bear to look something like this, and I want the bear to beer. Sorry, your name is beer, to be somewhere here on the screen by this time. And then the next key pose keyframe, genius. I want him to do this. Still don't know why I did it. Don't ask me. So in these between frames, and then I started animating. What else I could have done is if I made a new layer, just to draw on top. I could, make nope. Control Z to undo anything. If I draw a line here, there we go, and then we get something like this. Don't know why I cannot draw today, but and if I follow this line, so we're following this line, get to this point, and then slowly we're passing to the next one, then up again, and then we're finished in our position. So guidelines like these, and you can actually play a guideline for the head. If you want to keep the head consistent, you can, let's say, you can play with this and to keep the head consistent, and something like that. And you can put this on the low opacity and you can follow your guidelines, and it will work eventually. Now, how this will work eventually if you actually even simplify your shapes, because as you can see, my bear has a very square shape. So if I make the square if I animate the square on different positions, I will get the shape of my head. That here is a bit bigger now because I'm smart. But if I hide this, I will get something like that, and I can follow this square. That will be the guideline for my head, and it works if you pay attention and if you focus on one shape at a time. Okay, so these are the main rules, the kind of guidelines. Try to mix them up. I think that's if you will, that's one of the final rules at the end. Try to mix them up, see what works for you in what scenario, right? See what doesn't work for you, and I guess we're gonna end up with a final rule, which is go there. I mean, you're watching this video, just go and find other videos like this one and see how other people are doing it and learn from them, because that's how we learn, by observing, analyzing, just pretty much the same thing, analyzing other people's works, not just judging them, but analyze how they did it and why they did it that way. And if they did it that way, is it going to work for you or not? But you don't know because you have to try and do it. So yeah, that's the idea with me. I don't know. I hope it was helpful for you. I will leave you some resourceful channels here on YouTube that you can check out. I recommend them. But I hope this one was helpful. If it wasn't, go check the other people's work. They're amazing, I think. Yeah, I hope this worked out well for you. There we go. Let's just play this one more time. There we go. I will end up with this, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care and stay safe.